Hey guys, I want to talk about something. How is the world, or our world, going to be different in a SHTF situation? I mean, we take so much stuff for granted right now, but in that type of world, it's going to suck for a lot of people. I mean, let's talk emotions. We are going to be on guard 24/7. We're going to be stressed from worrying about different things, protecting food, water. If your kids get sick or you get hurt or your wife or your husband or your mom or your dad or somebody gets sick or hurt, you're worried about if you got proper care for them. You know, you're worried if somebody's going to come up and try to take what is yours. Um, we're just going to be on guard and tense all the time. Nothing like it is now. Are they going to be any happiness? Are you going to allow happiness into your life? You got to, or it's going to eat you alive. It's going to overwhelm you and it's going to destroy you. So you're going to have to allow relaxation and happiness to come in. But I listen to these videos and the way people talk, it's just balls to the wall prepping, it's balls to the wall defense, it's balls to the wall offense, it's just everything. And you're going to have to, everybody's going to have to learn. Yeah, you could be on guard, but you're going to have to take time for yourself, take time for your kids, take time for your wife or your husband. You're going to have happiness. And there's another thing. If something does happen, have you guys thought about if you have kids? You're going to have to teach them school work, you know? And because you don't want them growing up to be dummies. Because it could last 6 months or it could last 6 years. And with no schooling, when it does come back, they're going to be behind. So you're going to have to make a system for the kids to learn. Go buy old books. Don't buy this modern crap, this millennium bullshit books where they're trying to rewrite history. Go find the old books at yard sales, flea markets, auctions, bookstores. The old books. It has the common sense, real world history in it. So that's another thing probably people hasn't thought about. Another thing, a lot of people nowadays are so wrapped up in social media. Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, so much. And if they don't have it, especially games, gaming online or Xbox or 360, or whatever that stuff is, that's going to drive people crazy because they can't get their fix of it. There's a lot of people are so wrapped up in this fantasy social media internet life that they don't want to. It helps them escape reality, I guess, but that's going to cause problems for me and for you guys out there. People don't get that. It's going to drive them insane. It's like a heroin addict or a meth head that can't get their fix, and they're going to go crazy. They're going to have the withdrawals. That's going to cause us problems. That's going to change our world. You know, um, say you're in a group and you have an EMT guy or a nurse or a doctor or whatever in your group. What happens if they get killed? How are you guys going to adapt from that? You're going to have to learn a skill like that. just the basics, first aid, medical. So you're not dependent just on one person. Just like hunting or trapping or fishing or gardening or raising livestock, tending livestock. Everybody's going to have to learn all those skills in order to make it. Because if you just depend on one or two people, anything could happen to that person. And here you are stuck. It's just, say it's a man, a woman, husband and wife, and a couple kids, teenage kids. And the wife is the cook and the seamstress and the first aid giver. And something happens to their husband. And he was the hunter. He was the meat provider, the food provider. He was the gardener and stuff like that. What's going to happen to that woman and the kids? She don't know the skills. They're going to go hungry. Learn the skills. Learn how to hunt. Learn how to trap. Learn how to fish. Learn how to garden. And men, learn how to sew. Learn how to cook. Learn how to can. Learn how to take care of little ones. There's just so much. People think, oh, this is a woman's job. This is a man's job. In a SHTF situation, there's going to be no women's job. There's going to be no man's job. It's going to be an everybody's job in order to survive. That's how it's going to change our world. My wife, I try to teach her how to hunt, how to fish, how to trap, how to clean animals, how to clean fish, everything, because I might not be around. That's why I teach my boys, and children are going to be the ones who suffer the most. Because you can read some of my comments, when Aries cut his fingers. 99.9% of them was all positive. But I got a couple of them that, you care too much. How can a person say that you care too much for your kids? That blows my mind. I don't work for me, or I don't work for my wife. I work for my boys to provide for them. My boys are the number one top priority on my list out of everything. I could give a rat's ass about how I push my body, as long as I'm taking care of my boys. And a lot of people, a lot of adults, the children are going to be on the bottom of the list. They're going to not receive the medical. They're going to not receive the food, because the adults are going to be like, well, I got to keep my health up. I got to keep my food intake up because I'm out here working. The kids can survive on little, but we need more. That's not my outlook. My boys are going to have 2 or 3 meals a day where I can survive on 1 meal a day. But a lot of people right now think they need the food now more than their kids do. And if you don't believe me, just go into some of these restaurants or some of these grocery stores and see these people who's, I'm not putting nobody down about their weight. They could be medical issues, I know this, but they're like 500 and 600 pounds. And they got kids with them that looks like if you fart in front of them, you're going to blow them back 3 aisles because they're so skinny. There's people nowadays out there thinking they need to eat before their kids need to eat. And I'm not like that. My kids eat before I eat. My oldest 3, I have went a week without eating just so they could eat, because me and my ex-wife fell on a hard time, and my shoulder was I ripped my shoulder completely. I couldn't work. I was fighting workman's comp. She was pregnant with my oldest son, and there were no food banks, and we couldn't get on food stamps. So I know what it's like to go without food. So nobody can say that. I know what it's like, but I made damn sure my 3 oldest ate. And my oldest stepson, he was just like 2 or 3, and to this day he's 20. I want to say 27 now, but to this day he will not eat gravy, any type of gravy and bread, because that's what they ate for like 3 or 4 days. Because that's what we had: homemade gravy and plain white bread, and he refuses to eat it to this day. But that's the world that we're going to be in, of people thinking of their self first, then the kids last. You know, you're going to have to think outside the box, because our world is going to change dramatic. Dramatic. I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to have a friendly conversation with a stranger, because you're going to think to yourself, that stranger has alternative motives. You know, they're here checking, scoping things out, you know, seeing what we got, or seeing if I'm going to slip up and say something with our supplies, and which is probably going to be 90% true on people talking to other people, trying to find out what they have. Our lifestyle's going to change dramatically. You know, if you let your kids out, you're going to have to watch them, make sure no perverts come up and try to snatch them, because these perverts are going to be everywhere. They're going to come out of the woodwork. So you got to watch about that, or just so much. I mean, you're going to have to think out. People are going to have to start thinking outside the box. You know, I've been picking up walnuts because the boys have been throwing them at one another. I'm going to kick their butt because they're not supposed to be in them. But what do you think that right there could be used for? Do you think that right there could save your life? That nut in there, you could eat for protein and calories. You can rig up a system to smash it down to get the oil out of the walnut, and use the oil for cooking, for baking, and for trading. The husk and everything like that, you can boil down, and you could use it to dye your traps and dye other stuff. You know, that right there is an important tool, an important food source. It's important, but a lot of people don't think anything about that shriveled up nut. They just think it's nothing. But in a SHTF situation, that right there could save your life. That right there, you could trade it and get what you need. And that's what I mean by thinking outside the box. Go to the woods, get walnuts, get hickory nuts, get acorns. You could clean them, denut them. Ooh, that didn't hurt me saying that, denutting. Sorry, that was just a little bit of humor. But, denut them, clean them. You know, you can make acorns. You could leach them. You have to leach them for like 12, 24 hours in water to get the toxin out of them. Let it dry. You can make flour for baking, for cooking with. You can make a grog out of it to eat. And it'll save your life. It will stop you from starving to death. But people don't think about that. They think about, okay, I got preps in here. Your preps are going to run out. Your food's going to run out. Your medical's going to run out. You're going to have to know what's out in the woods out there to help stop a fever, to help diarrhea, to help vomiting, to help a snake bite or a tick bite or a mosquito bite. Or you're going to have to know. I plan on buying books, some more books, and reading up on that. There's just so much you're going to have to know. It's just not. A lot of people are caught up in this world of the TV shows and the TV series and the movies of how a shit hit the fan situation is going to be. And it could, in some ways be like that, but it's not going to be that way. It's not. You're going to have to, again, think outside the box. You know, I've watched videos and I've read comments about people bartering, you know, and most people, medical items, you know, medicine, alcohol, tobacco. There's a few people who've got extra bullets they're going to trade, and underarm deodorant and razors and stuff like that. That's all good trade. But has anybody ever thought about getting back $5 or $6 bottles of fabric softener? How hard? I know you guys went camping and you've used a towel over it's been left outside and to dry, and it's like sandpaper. Now, 6 months down the road, and you're sitting there trading. A guy's got a couple of chickens, and you've got that bottle of fabric softener, and his wife sees that. She's going to jump all over that because it's going to soften their clothes. Because everybody's going to have to hand wash their clothes, and they're going to jump. She's going to jump all over that, just to give comfort and soft clothes and a good feeling. So you're going to come out ahead. Another thing, you know, everybody sets back pads and tampons and stuff like that, you know, and they're going to trade that stuff. But has anybody ever thought about this female product? Well, two of them. How about douche? A 2-pack of douche from the dollar store, or feminine wipes, a pack of those. Say you're at a trading center or you're trading with somebody and a woman comes up, you know, with her boyfriend or her husband, or just a woman in general comes up and she's got, say, some homemade canned goods or some blankets or something like that, and she sees that and nobody else has got it. You've got gold on your hands, because they're going to go for that, because it's going to make them feel better. It's going to help them. And that's the type of world we're going to be in. Stuff we take for granted, especially us guys take, you know, a bottle of douche ain't important, or female wipes ain't important. For us, it's not. But you got to think outside the box and think what a woman would want to trade for instead of what a man would want to trade for. Because I guarantee you, if that man didn't trade for that pack of female wipes or that pack of douche, he's going to catch hell there and at home. So think outside the box. You know, that's our world. We can't depend on, right now, we've got it simple. But when it comes to shit hit the fan, it's not going to be simple thinking. You're going to have to rely on your brain power, your wits, your cunning. Because there are going to be a lot of people, especially these socialist, new age, you owe me millennium liberals, are going to be so upset because they're so used to people giving to them. These Section 8 people, you know, food stamps, free housing, you know, give me, give me, give me. They don't have to do anything. And in a SHTF situation, all that's going to be taken away from them. And they're going to starve to death. They're going to get killed. But they're going to be a problem for you and me. People who don't prep is going to be a problem for you and me. You know, a lot of people say they're going to help people, which to each their own on that. I'm not sitting here saying don't help. I'm saying I won't help. But that could cause problems. That's going to cause problems for me for not helping. But it could cause problems for the other person for helping, because more and more and more. They want more handouts, and more people showing up. You know, it's going to be a different world. I mean, I can take my truck, say economic collapse happens, or EMP, and my truck still works and I got gas. and I take it down to go get water, or I take it out here in the woods to go hunting, somebody's going to see me driving that truck and it's going to put a target on me. You know, somebody's going to see if you got a garden or if you got chickens or rabbits or a goat. They're going to see you have food, and that's going to be a problem. Like right now, we don't have to worry about that. But our world is going to be turned upside down. It is going to be so different by so much. There's not going to be no laws. We are going to have to make the laws to enforce. You know, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be a wild ride, and people really don't think because they're so wrapped up in the prepping, and you know, okay, I know this skill set and I know that skill set, but Billy Bob over here knows that skill set, and Joe Bob knows that skill set, and Mary Lou knows that skill set. What happens to Billy Bob or Joe Bob or Mary Lou when they die off or they get hurt or they get sick and they can't do there? What are you going to do? What's that person going to do? Not having it. Learn skill sets. Learn it. You don't have to be good at it. Just get the basic knowledge down of different types. Be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. You'll be okay. You know, learn to fix things. Learn to make things out of nothing. Learn to build. Learn to tinker. There's so much more in prepping than going out buying gear and buying preps. And a lot of people, even if they're prepping, are still not going to make it because they think, okay, I bought all these preps. You know, I'm stockpiled. But when something happens, they don't have the skill set or the mind to figure simple stuff out, and they're going to die. That's our world. That's our world. We're going to be in. You know, this is my opinion. This is the way I think it's going to be, and how I see things. That's why I'm always thinking outside the box. And that's why I make videos, to get other people thinking outside the box. I don't care if you agree with me or not, but if I still plant that little seed there, it's still going to be in your mind thinking, well, that crazy old prick said that, and I didn't agree with him, but I'm kind of thinking I should have agreed with him because he's making sense. You know, or somebody could leave me a comment saying, hey, Mike, do it this way or that way and make your life a lot easier. And I'm thinking, maybe not. Then I'm going to remember that comment and I'm going to do it that way, and I'm going to think, man, I wish they was around because I'd shake their hand and say thank you. You know, but the world that's coming, guys. Sorry, I'm shaking. I'm getting ate up by mosquitoes. The world that's coming, it's going to be rough. I mean, we're going to have to have a community. We're going to have to rely on one another. You know, honestly, I wished I could have my sub friends around me when a shit hits fan situation hits. We'd be safe. We'd be secure and we'd be happy. There wouldn't no perverts, no sick pricks come around our kids. You know, our kids would have a normal, happy life, you know, and we would teach them everything that we learned in school. We'd teach them the right way, not this millennium new age crap. We would have a great community. But that's what you guys want. You want to have, it don't have to be big. I mean, I've seen people, you know, oh, I saw this movie or this series, you know, if somebody raids our group, we're going to kill them, shoot them and kill them and put their body out by the road to warn other people. I see 3 bad things on that scenario right there. Number one, the people you kill and you put out by the road, their friends and families going to figure, okay, we can't beat them in firepower, but we can burn their crops. We can burn them out of their area. you can't fight fire. Fire, 9 times out of 10 wins unless you got a fire truck sitting there to help blaze, you know, or you got professional firefighters fighting fires. Number two, you leave that dead bodies there, you know, disease can ooze out of them, and you know, where the animals or the whatever eating on them, and you eat the animal and you get sick. And another thing, wild animals. What are you going to do when you walk out there unexpectedly and there's a pack of coyotes or wild dogs there and it catches you? They're going to turn around, they're going to eat you because you've left that rotten flesh out there. You know, people leave those movies and TV shows alone. Yes, they are some okay ideals on them, but most of them is all BS crap. Think for yourself. Think outside the box with common sense, not this make-believe stuff. And I am sorry this video is long, but I could probably go on for another hour just talking about how our world is going to change and how different and difficult it's going to be for everybody. But I hope this video made sense. You know, I threw a lot of stuff in there. It's just been on my mind, and I hope it's the right title. You know, I hope it's the right context. Just tell me what you guys think. Tell me if I made sense. Tell me if I'm just babbling, or I don't know. But tell me what you guys think. And everybody, be safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.